Okay, we're back for more Shadowscape. The character sheets are now compressed into these note cards using the design from the old basic D&D. So we have the stats in the front and items in the back. I will be sticking with THACO, the usual method. Where we left off, our party was in tile V16, which is right here. Considered hills, was windy, blowing dust. We stumbled onto 4 tribal warriors. There was one item I forgot that our elf had. Rayla had a grappling hook, and she was caught. She fell into that trap with Wolf. She could have used it. I completely missed the fact that she had that very helpful item for that very certain situation. So, now we're going to take a break. We have to heal. And let's jump over to the next page here. We will still remain within V16. That was all at 2 o'clock using world time. I'm sorry, 6 o'clock. So now it's nighttime. We've got to find a safe spot to set up camp. So we stick within V16 for now. Do my usual brackets here. V16, it's 8 o'clock, just past sunset. The prior weather was mild and clear skies. This being the hills, I'm sorry, windy with blowing dust. So this is desert terrain, so it's dry. So I'll put hills, desert, along with it being cold. As we near the peak where Shadowscape, the kingdom of Shadowscape, lies within this canyon, as we have to climb this mountain that swirls around a few mountain ranges. So let's check with the Oracle to see if we find a spot to set up camp so that our team can heal naturally. I will roll the Oracle, and I will be using my usual D6 method. Blue is yes, red is no. I'm going to say it's likely, so we include 2 blues. That is a maybe. So with the tie of 5, it took them some time, but they eventually, because of that, it's a maybe. I'm going to sacrifice 1 ration from each character to find that camp. And if you recall, Wolf found a piece of meat, I believe, that I counted as a ration. So let's move that over to 2 now. So he's been updated. Rayla is down to 2 rations. And then Garlox has 3. Now they can set up camp. So using some wood they find nearby from a dead tree and flint and steel, they start a cozy campfire. It's late. They set up some camp in this little grove surrounded by hills. Starlight, the skies are clear, yet it's very cold. So we have our bedrolls. They have their typical wares, and they start recovering naturally. So Wolf has currently 5 hits of damage. I'm going to roll a d6 for this heal. Okay, and obviously that's ironic. He heals 5. Rayla has 2 hits of damage. 3, so she's a full heal. And Garlox is not hurt at all. While they set up camp, as usual, this time our dwarf, Garlax, volunteers to start the night watch. So while time moves on, it is roughly perhaps just past midnight. Okay, just kind of change the music there for something in night. We're going to now roll for an encounter. This will be 50-50. Just don't really know the chances of something encountering us in the desert. And that's a yes. Though we have a difference of 2. Okay. This is an encounter. It's not going to be difficult. It's going to be, I will consider the difference the amount of enemies that appear. So this will be 2. So let's get some stats here. Who is going to be our lucky creatures? First, before we detail how many there will be, or who they will be, encounter 2 of them, because again of the difference between the 2 dice. Let's roll for wisdom. It's nighttime, and I don't use the skills that often. I should. Infravision. I'm going to use that and roll for wisdom if Garlox can see these 2 potential enemies first before they strike. Which means I'm not going to use a d6 as you typically would for rolling. I'm going to house rule it and just roll 2d20s and choosing the highest roll because it is one of his skills. So I'm going to use these 2d20s here. The colors don't necessarily matter at the moment. But we'll choose the highest roll. The target number, because he has infravision, I'm going to say is 12. Okay, so we're going with the 18 on that one. This blue here. He spots the 2 enemies. Now, for consistency, we encountered tribal warriors from earlier. Now, I'm going to say we encounter 2 bandits. 2 household bandits. So, let's get them lined up here properly. Bandit number 1 and bandit number 2. These guys, let's go to the book. We'll grab our trusty rule cyclopedia here. And for monsters, as they are under, that's going to be page, let's see, monster list 156, way back here. Bandits are a listed monster. They have an armor class of 6. I think that will be fair. So AC 6, and then the hit die is 1. We'll say we'll roll 2d for them to set up their health. Okay, so 5 and 3. So HP 5, HP 3, and I usually work my way to the right as they get damaged. Their damage is typically by the weapon, and they have 10 XP if we kill them. Okay, we can't forget that. Alright, weapon-wise, I'm going to make them damage dice of a d4 for this one. 1d4. Alright. So, because Garlock spotted them first, he's going to have an opportunity to warn the team, and they will be in combat. I don't do initiative. I roll at the same time to streamline combat, to make it quicker. More of a procedure than anything else. Procedurally. Let's roll the 2d20s. And what we're doing is going to figure out what their THAC0 is. Almost forgot their THAC0. I will say it's also 19. Alright. Here we go. Rolling for attack. Blue is us, and they are going to be red. And I forgot to roll the damage die. Wolf will be going first, in order. He has the battle axe, which is a D8. They have a D4, like I said. Next time I'll roll the battle dice with weapon die with the D20 attack roll. And with our bonus of +3, and then adding their AC of 6, we easily hit. So the first bandit takes 3 damage, so he's down to 4, 3, 2. But the other bandit, the bandit that we're attacking, rolled a 16. The attack was 19. They rolled our AC is 3. That's 19. That is just a hit. Just enough. So we take 3 damage. Next is going to be Rayla. She is from a slight distance, so she'll use her short bow, which is a D6. Okay, so we'll roll these dice. Actually, I forgot I have this little cup here. Let's use the cup. All right, so we're shooting. Her THAC0 is 19. Let's see, 18. That's obviously going to be a hit. We don't need to do the math on that one. And 3 damage. So she takes out bandit number 2. He falls, collapses. So that was. I will also reward XP properly in my eyes. Whoever gets the kill, I'll put the name next to. But that other bandit, bandit number 2, rolled a 6. And then Rayla's HP is 6. That's 12. That is going to be not enough. They need a 19. So he died without landing a hit. Now we have Garlox. His damage die is also a d6. He just has a Warhammer. He needs to get a new weapon if possible. So the same dice back in the cup holder here. All right, going for attack. Okay, so we have 10 plus the bonus of 1. And on the AC of the enemy is 6. That's 17, which is not enough to hit. So, yeah, I don't think that's enough. So we roll 10 plus 1. That's 11. Plus the AC of the enemy is 6. 17, that's not enough. Okay. That's a miss for Garlox, but the enemy landed an 8 with a roll of adding RAC of 4. That's not a hit at their THAC0 of 19. So now it's back to Wolf. He didn't get to do any damage. Wolf has his D8. I remember that. Okay. All right. Doesn't look good for either of us. Wolf landed a D20 of 7, adding his bonus of 3 for melee. That's 10 total. Plus the enemy AC of 6, which is 16. That's not a hit. Unfortunately not. But for the enemy, 4, it's not even going to be a hit either. That's plus the RAC of 3, 5, 6, 7. That's not nowhere near 19. Okay, so that's a fail for Wolf. Now we're back to the D6. Okay, Rayla's going for the short bow, which is the D6 in there. Let's remove the D8 from the battlefield. Oh my gosh, both landed, well, critical I don't think is actually in the game per se, or I won't include it here, but they both land a hit. There's no math required for this one. So Rayla deals 3 damage, which takes out, that's her second kill. Rayla gets the second kill, but the bandit, in respect for his move, he dealt just 1 measly hit because they're both for 20. So that is it for the encounter. And looting wise, let's pull our lucky Table of Fables booklet, and we'll go to loot items, which is page 45. We've used this book before. It's quite helpful. It's good for actually world building more than solo play, I would say. But it's definitely a very good item to have in your list for solo items. Supplements, I should say. All right. Rayla gets, let's roll for this. This will be a D100 on the loot type. 10, that's going to be pocket filler. We'll roll a D20. 16. A book. Okay, you know what? She actually does take the book. I'll add that to her inventory. Put a star next to that for later. Currency-wise, she picks up 8 gold pieces. So that puts her at 62. And then, since she got the other kill, oh, that's right, 8 gold pieces. I got to track the XP from this. She also gets 210 XP for the 2 kills. There we go. Wolf and Garlax are going to split the other, or they're going to do rock, paper, scissors and decide who gets it. So let's say Wolf is red, Garlax is I'm sorry, Wolf is blue, Garlax is red. Whoever has the higher roll gets the, oh, of course. They're going to split it depending on, maybe Garlax prefers the gold, and, I don't know, he wants a weapon. So let's see if it actually is a weapon. 42. Animal products, we're going to re-roll on that. Let's just go to weapon. I will just give him a weapon. Roll D20 for the type of weapon. I'm going to break the rules here and say he might be able to wield it. A staff. He'll take it. Garlic gets a staff. That's not something typically a dwarf has, but I'm going to give it to him. And I actually do have a little supplement here for weapons, items, armor, arms, and equipment sheet. Staff, I would probably be a D6. Trying to find the staff on this list here. Yep, D6. Okay, so that's another weapon. He just wanted something different. Giant walking stick. And then Wolf will get the gold pieces. Where is he at? There he is. Okay, so he gets a D20 gold piece. He gets 1 gold piece. Okay. And he's upset about it. He's holding it to Wolf while Wolf is inspecting the very nice staff. So that's it for that encounter. Rayla got 2 kills, plus 210 XP. And Garlock's got a nice shiny staff. Now, it is going to be roughly, let's say, on the same tile. The morning, 6 a.m., they hear a wolf howling in the distance, waking them up. They're going to leave this town now and start traveling, climbing this trail. Now we are into the mountainous region. This is tile V15. V15, it is 8 a.m., mountains. It's still dry and cold, but it is clear. There is actually, let's say there's some clouds. partly cloudy at best. And while they are traveling through here, what do they encounter? Let's roll the dice. Do they encounter something? It may not be an enemy. I have an idea in mind. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Our team will heal D4 after that fight. That fight did keep them awake, so they lost some sleep. So I will not do a D6 heal. I will do just a D4 heal per character who has damage. So 2 heal for Wolf. So he's down. He only has 1 hit. And then Rayla will just automatically get 1 heal because that's the lowest I can roll for D4. Right. Now we can ask the Oracle if we encounter anything. We don't. We encounter something small. That's a no. That technically is a no. But here's what I want to do. I want to try the book. So Table of Fables does have encounters. They're very detailed. There's plenty of them. I want to say there's at least 20, based on the travel type. So we are doing wilderness, page 19. We can interpret it as we wish. So here's road events and encounters. There is 100 of them, so there's plenty to choose from. The first 20 is a character encounter, landmark table, etc. But once you roll beyond that, it becomes more specific in the details. So let's roll this, hoping for something interesting. 88. If we don't like it, we can always re-roll. The characters stumble across a small hut. A pair of hags live there. They will attempt to either help the players or eat the players, depending on how the players treat them. Okay, that does make sense. We are in the mountains and we encounter a hut that has a pair of hags. So there's a hut, there's 2 hags. Depending on how they treat us or how we treat them, I think what happens here, see, that's how I interpret it. They can either attack us or they're friendly. It depends, I think, on our dwarf friend, how he reacts to seeing these 2 hags. Perhaps he has some negative experience in the past with hags, and he overreacts when seeing them. But this hut, most likely it's just off the side of the road, or it's somewhere further in. They hear noise. I think these 2 hags are trying to lure our team in to kill them, to steal their items, to basically do harm. And so it won't be Garlox, but it will be Wolf, who hears a woman scream from the distance. So here's the trail. Let's just draw a little rough estimate. And here's the hills and the sides. They're walking up here, and the hut is probably just behind a couple of hills here. This little hut here with a chimney. It's basically a small little house, hut, whatever you want to call it. And they're right here. They hear a scream coming from this direction. No roll required. The scream is pretty loud. So the team, Mr. Lawful here, he's going to investigate. He's going to go walk up trail. The elf will follow. She's concerned, though she's, as a neutral, she's not really sure what's going on. Garlex has his doubts for some reason. So he's telling Wolf to hold up. That does not seem right. And Wolf, being Mr., I guess, Paladin, if you want to call it that, because I did notice in the fighter section, sorry for the segue here, but in the fighter section, one of the later games in BECMI introduces the Paladin, Avenger, and Knight of the fighter, which gives your character class more personality in roleplay. I don't know if we need to flesh out Wolf a bit more, even though he's probably been my most used character since the last series. But there is these several subclasses, if I want to call them that. Yeah, Paladin's lawful traveling fighter may be known as a Paladin if he meets up certain requirements, and there's all these requirements here. But I don't think he's there yet. but he's very brave. There's Avengers, which is more chaotic, and then there's Knights, which is a neutral character. So I don't know if I'll consider those yet, but basically, Wolf, I'm going to say, is playing hero here, and he runs in, not carelessly, he runs in cautiously to see what happens. And he sees the hut. They see the hut, and they can see perhaps a the front door of the hut is open, and another screen. So moments later, Rayla walks, notices the house, the hut, and then Garlox remains behind. He's also enters the train, and they all see the house. Garlox says that is not a place we want to be right now. Wolf says, "I swear I heard a woman scream coming from that house." And I'm not really good at bickering for our characters, but I'm gonna try. Garlox tugs on Rayla's cape. She has one, if she has one, and to talk some sense into him. That is clearly a trap. Wolf is, for some reason, not necessarily in a trance, but he's being pulled into rescuing this screaming woman. So Rayla doesn't really speak. She's actually more entertained to see where this goes. I'm trying to stick with their alignment. We have two neutrals. One is more cautious from the and one who's more uh, brave, kind of run in first, ask questions later. So Wolf walks up to the door. He has his weapon ready, and there is wind coming through the doorway. Then there is suddenly two. The door stands in front of them. There's two maniacal laughs behind them, and appears the two hags. They are right behind them, closing off their path. I think the surrounding area has bushes and a fence, lower elevation that goes into the house. The door shuts in front of them, and magically, however it does, the hags appear. They are blocking the path back. They're blocking the way back to the main path. They laugh and say, "You fell for the oldest trick in the book. Now give us all your goods." So these two hags are looking to rob our party. Our party, basically, Wolf says, "How dare you trick me?" He pulls out his weapon. Rayla kind of laughs, but pulls out her bow and says, "This will be fun." Garlox takes his warhammer out and says, "I knew this was a trap. You just had to go running in playing hero." So now we are in another encounter. These two hags, not saying that they are just here to take our goods, but I think they are here to probably drain our team's life essence. Not just steal their goods, but drain them, turn them into skeletons, kill them. However, whatever hags typically do here, they are here to do it. So let's get some stats on these two hags. I mean, our usual AC, their XP count, their damage die, which I typically just mod myself, and then their THAC0, respectively. So let's get the book out. And I think hags are in the book. Our monster list, page 150. X. Let's see, hags, and maybe we can read about them too, because again, I don't know. My knowledge of all the monsters in the original games is kind of spaced out a bit. Let's see, where's the hags at? Okay, we're currently in E's. There's giants. We're looking for HH hags. If they are hags even in this game? Nope. I might be thinking of some hag was added. There's a hag. Okay, they are based on two different types. See if there's anything back here. Nope, that's just a griffin, which I've used before in older videos. All right, so their armor class is 4. That's pretty tough. I'm going to up that to 5. The bandits were 6. They're 5. And there's 2 of them. There's 3 of us. Their hit die is out of this world. I don't want to make them that strong. So H1 and then H2. they'll be 6. Perhaps they have been waiting for to absorb a life essence for some time now, waiting for travelers to walk by. But let's see, I'm reading about the hags in general. Let's see. Okay, good. So their Thaco will just be 19 as usual, level 1 characters. And the XP for a hag is, see below, quite a lot. I'm going to say because they're just one up from, we'll say 20 per. I'm definitely nerfing them compared to the book's suggestions. Their damage die is going to be no effects, just we'll do a d6. Keeping it slightly much simpler than books. I think these are more for higher level party members. Okay, here we go. So we're in combat. And now we roll our 2d20s along with the weapons. I'm not going to use the cup this time. And Wolf has a d8. The hags have a d6. Here we go. That's the first bout. Oh, look at that. We hit with a 3 damage. Okay, that's spot on hit. So the first hag gets hurt down to 3. 4 plus REC of 3, that's 5, 6, 7, that's not a hit. Alright. So Wolf gets a hit on that first round. Next is going to be Rayla with her bow. Or, yeah, let's do bow. Okay, back and forth. Rayla gets an 8 attack roll of 3 damage. They get a 12 with 1 damage. So, let's calculate it. 8 with her Thaco of 19. She needs to get that. Plus her bonus of +1, so that's 9. Plus 5, that's not 19. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not 19. That's not going to be hit, obviously. However, for them, 12 plus, that's 18. That's going to, oh, no. They don't have any bonuses. That's going to be a miss. 19. It's not going to hit because they had 18 total. With our AC added, 18 is not 19. Okay, so they both miss. Now for Garlox. 1d6. He's using his new staff. And Garlox obviously misses. However, they get a hit. And though it is just 2 damage. Okay. Next. Back to Wolf. Exchange the d8. Alright, we have probably a miss, most likely. Theirs could be a miss. So 6 plus 3, that's 9, plus AC of 5, that's not a 19 for a hit. 10 plus RAC of 13 is not a attack on 19 for a hit. Okay, back to the short bow with Rayla. Rayla might have got a hit here, and they did not, so ignore the 1. Rayla got a 13 with her Thaco of +1 bonus. That's 14 plus, let's see, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's spot on for 4. Takes out the first hag. So once again, she is on a roll today. She claims a kill. All right, the next will be Garlox. Back to him. And he has the same attack die, or same damage die. He got a hit. 2. 19 is a hit, no math required for that. He deals 2 damage. They rolled a 10 plus starts 14. That's not going to be a hit. So now it's back to Wolf with his Warhammer. or with his, actually, what is he using? Uh, well, it's either battle axe or a sword, so D8 either or. All right, rolling. Remember, these hags typically in an actual, following the actual book would be much more difficult. That's interference. I'm going to roll again for the D10, sorry, the D20. And probably that's a fail for us, so we do not hit. However, they might have. Probably not. 11 plus our 3, that's 14, that's not a hit. Okay. So, it's up to Rayla now. Exchange of the 8. Okay, no interference, luckily. They did not get a hit with that one fail. However, the 10 plus 1 bonus is 11. Plus 5, that's going to be 16. That's not enough. That's 3 away from the target number. Okay, back to... This one's just dragging along a bit. Alright, let's roll again. This one's for Wolf. Or Garlox. Oh, fail on Garlox, but they probably got a hit here. Okay, so 15 plus 4, that's 19. That's a hit, but it's only 1 damage. Garlox has become the punching bag for this round, while Rayla is the one taking names. Okay, back to Wolf with his D8. Here we go. Okay, probably not enough. 9. Or, let's see. 9 plus a bonus of 3. That's going to be 12. Plus 5, that's 17. Not enough to hit the Thaco. Our Thaco of 19. For them, 10 plus our low AC of 13, that's not enough. So that's a miss on both sides. 6. Okay. Rolling for Rayla with her bow. 3. 13 attack. Rayla has a 8 total bonus. Plus AC 5, that's not enough to hit. Thaco 19. However, I think they might have got a hit 19 total with their backup, with our AC of 6. So that's going to be a 3 damage. So Rayla was not able to be the MVP on that round. Now we're back to our locks. Okay, 2, which we did not hit anything. They, though, might have got a hit. And unfortunately, man, no, they did not get a hit. 14. Luckily, Garlox is armor class 4. That's 18. He is barely safe by 1. He would have died or become unconscious, depending on how I rule it. But yeah, he's safe. He got lucky there. He did not get a hit, FYI. Okay, we're back to this one's really, really going. Intense stuff. We exchange D8. Okay. Now, I completely forget that. I always forget that Rayla has magic, depending on how I treat it in this game. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we got a hit there, and we'll calculate theirs in a second. Hers, or the hag. 15 for Wolf. That's obviously going to be a plus 3. That's 16, 17, 18. No, obviously AC. That's a hit. So Wolf gets the second kill. But for the hag, to be fair, 10 plus AC, that's 13. That's not a hit. Okay, so both these hags have been defeated, and XP count. They we'll give Wolf his 20. So he gets 20 XP for that. And since the last session, I did include the bonus 10% he has due to his high strength. So he has 20. And then Rayla gets an additional 20. And I usually add these up after recording. So she gets 20. Did the hags drop anything? I'm going to say likely they did. Let's ask the Oracle. Yep, they did. Okay, and it's probably modest items. So let's roll. Let's go to the book and see what they drop per character. And only the ones who got the kill will get the loot this time. And this will be for, first is for Rayla. She got the first kill, so she gets the first loot. And that's page 45 as usual. Loot type, it's a mid-range item, so I will say I will choose from the loot type list without rolling for it. I'll say mid-range, we'll say weapon. So 51, we'll do perhaps a magical weapon. We haven't done that yet, because they are magical beings. Two, collection of egg-sized glass spheres filled with black smoke. They violently explode on impact, sending glass shards flying in all directions. That is awesome. And I actually put spells in the magic item list. So what I'll do, I'll probably have to move the magic spells somewhere else. You know what I realized? What I could do for this game is not follow the method magic, but go to my preferred Karen method, which is books, the spell books. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change it. We haven't used magic missile yet, so it doesn't exactly ruin the lore. But spells can only be done in this world via the spell books, if you find some. That does defeat her ability to spells, but maybe she can only conjure spells with a spell book. Other characters can't. So she has some attunement with magic. Alright, so this magic stone, this magic collection of egg-sized glass spheres. So, glass spheres. Let's say she has perhaps 5 of them. That's a really interesting item, actually. So, they explode and black smoke, sending shards. I'll put shards and smoke just to sum up their description of these items. So she can throw these and they will explode. Gold-wise, she finds 13 gold pieces. So let's put this here, 62. What I should be doing is writing them in order and then adding them up at the end of the session. So 13, that's 13 experience too. Next will be for Wolf. Just be nice to Garlax. I'll give him a participation trophy. I'm going to give him 10 XP just for being on the team. So, just be nice. Alright, now back to Wolf. He gets his, we'll roll gold first. Alright, of course, once again, he gets the low, the short stick. Short end of the stick. He gets 2 gold pieces. But he gets a, let's see. For him, we'll roll the loot type. 22. That's going to be tools. That could be useful. Tools. Let's see where tools are at. There's the book, which we still need to figure out what it is. 13. An axe. Actually, that's actually really good. I think axes actually have a damage on them. I'm going to say 1d. Let's pull the book out, or my little cheat sheet here. Axes have 1d6. So that's just not bad at all. All right. That's going to be it for this episode, guys. We defeated. Actually, next, what we're going to do, while it is going to be 10 a.m. after that little bout, we're going to explore this hut. I'd say Rayla can't resist. There is a hagless hut with most likely countless amounts of magical items, herbs, etc. Just chilling here. So I'm going to put a little note for myself. Explore hut in the next episode of Shadowscape. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.